His swordsman looked at the newcomers with displeasure. The Merez Swamps. This place had been abandoned for several hundred years. In the north, these lands are in the possession of Viscount Racona, and the southern part of the swamps belongs to Frontera. It is obvious that he is not just laying claim to them. Apparently, the nobleman wanted to take possession of the fertile lands. The hero narrowed his eyes and thought that the man could really insist on transferring the lands for his use, because in fact, the northern part belonged to him. He grinned and added mentally that it had been like that until now. The hero stood in front of the guests. The boy clarified whether the Viscount was really claiming that they had entered his territory without permission. The nobleman's subordinate frowned and confirmed that these lands had been granted to the Viscount by the king himself. Lloyd frowned and said that the conversation should be conducted between people of equal status and suggested that the interlocutor shut up. The man's face distorted with anger. The workers stared at them in shock, and the Viscount grimaced. The brown-haired man bowed and apologized for not introducing himself earlier. He said that he was the eldest son of the Frontera family. Racona raised an eyebrow and said that he had heard that the young man was behaving inappropriately. The man demanded that the hero call his father. Xavier frowned and thought that this was too rude, but Lloyd calmly began to pick his ear. The interlocutor repeated the order, but the young man said that he heard perfectly well. He blew on his finger and muttered that some kind of dung fly buzzed here. Racona looked around for the insect, and the servant whispered to him that he was the one who was insulted. The protagonist stopped smiling and said that the Land Law of the Kingdom, Act Number 321, a special law responsible for the cultivation of marshland. The man looked at the young man with displeasure and demanded that he stop immediately. The brown-haired man continued quoting Article 1, the purpose, cultivation of marshes that had been abandoned for a long time, establishing property rights to these lands. The interlocutor leaned forward and became indignant, but the young man did not stop. He closed his eyes and reported on the second article, the definition. Abandoned lands are those on which no one has lived for the past 100 years and where no crops have been grown. Article 3, property rights.